to be one.
Good morning, friends. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've been up for about 4.5 hours now. So I want to do a review on each plant, what I think, and so that way I have a journal of it. And also, if you guys are wanting to do something like this, you're able to. So, this is my Meyer lemon tree, and it's doing great out here, but not sure how it's going to do inside, so we'll see. So far, the lemon tree, the Meyer lemon, is a good tree. I don't see any dead leaves on it. It's growing its bark down there, if you can see. And of course, you can see all the light. If I step back, you can see a lot of the lighter leaves. That means it's all that new stuff that came in. So far I'm pleased with the Meyer lemon. And if you're in a climate that you can have lemon trees and stuff like that outside, I would suggest a Meyer lemon. Just, go through the fastgrowingtrees.com. And I am not promoting them. I'm just telling you what I think. This is my idea of, if it's good or not. I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to actually get the truth from me. And so far, I'm happy with it. I waited a long time for the pot to come in, and then and my husband had to actually go get a pot from the store, because the one that we ordered from out of the country didn't show up. So at all, it didn't even show up. And in that little pot that it came from fastgrowingtrees.com, it was just completely nothing but roots. So if it can survive that, it's a very hardy tree, and I'm very pleased with it thus far. All right, going on to the next thing. So my husband wanted to do this, and I told him that I wanted it in the ground because they grow every year. So anyways, this is English time, and I'm not doing this again. It's just too much of a pain. You got to come out and water it 3-4 times a day. So believe it or not, I mean, if you're working, if you got children, if you got other things that you got to do, focusing on this constantly is just, I mean, I don't work. I stay home because of my back issues, but, and I still didn't have time. I mean, I watered it a couple times a day, and as you can see, it's having some serious issues. Now, this year was exceptionally hot, very little rain, so I would say that this is I'd say part of it's due to that. So this is another one. I think all my herbs, I just don't want to plant in planters. Again, this was my husband's idea, and it looked great, and I'm sure in other, with other things, it would look even better. But so now that's, in the ground. So this is one of my reapers, and of course my reapers are doing great. And as you can see, would I do pepper plants in buckets again? Yes. I think they do really well in buckets. What is the downfall of planting peppers in the buckets? The watering issue. I mean, I have to come out here twice a day and water these guys. So, I definitely think that that's a watering issue. So, I don't know if I'd do that again or not. Well, yeah, I would. Here's some more. And you can see it's doing really well. So, I'm pretty pleased with that. Here's another Reaper. And you can see there's one right here. They're about ready to be picked. They're chocolate Reapers. And again, they're doing well, but yesterday they were real droopy because I didn't water them until later that evening. I was busy, and as you can see, they're doing fine. They just got to be watered every day, 2 times a day. In the beginning, it's 1 time, but it's 2 times a day. And then you can see, and I got a bunch in here that's producing, and so I'm not sure if it's the Armageddon or if it's the regular Reapers. I didn't put the little things in, and yeah, like a dummy. So, and then you can see all the flowers and stuff they're producing. And as you can look at the herb, it's just suffering. And this is Greek oregano. I just don't think that that's herb's not good in planters outside like this. You can do them, I guess, inside your window. This is a pretty tall one. This is that one that the leaves fell off on. And if you look, I don't know if we can find one or not. Let's look in here and see if we can find some flowers. I thought I seen some the other day. Yeah, here's a pod right here. So it is going to produce. Would I do Reapers again? Probably not. They just don't produce enough. And these 6 plants that I'm showing you right here, minus the doggy, cost me $60 just for the little plants, the starter plants. So I don't think it's worth it. This, I'm not sure what it is. I just tossed some seeds in. I think it's cucumbers, but I'm not sure. And you can see it's having issues. And that's because of the watering issue. It's just the water. It's all about the water, you know. So cucumbers, I won't do in buckets again at all. Alright, so here's my tomatoes. And you can see they're producing. And let's see. There's another one. A couple of them. And they're doing good in buckets. So I'll probably do this again. Maybe. And if you look, this one was the one that had the mildew really bad. And it's no mildew at all. Nice and clean. So, nice and clean. So, looked like something tried to take a bite out of that one. And here's my other one. No mildew in this one. So the mildew trick worked. And then this one really suffered when I did it. But it's a lot better now. I mean, it's growing, it's doing its thing. And, you know, so I'm not going to get as many tomatoes as I would have liked. But my husband only wanted to get 3 plants. I told him if he wanted me to do big containers full of sauce, that we would need more than that. But, of course, he thought it was right, and I just let him prove himself. Either right or wrong, it doesn't matter. But I got tomatoes all the way down into here. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's probably too dark. But there's tomatoes. I just got tomatoes. That's my Cherokee purple. And then, of course, one of my herbs, that one's pretty much done. I'll be taking it out of the soil soon, whenever I get a little bit of time. And this is my other pepper plant. These are my Tabascos, and you can see they're doing absolutely wonderful. I've gotten about 5 harvests off of them. I want this one to turn red. Bright red. That's what I'm wanting. I'm wanting the rest of these to turn bright red. Makes the vinegar sauce that I'm making hotter. So, but you can see it's producing more. And I'm wanting about 2 inches in length. So I'm just kind of letting them grow. And we'll see what happens. And this is my jalapeno that I'm not ever going to do again. And get that bug off my plant. I won't ever do that again. Not this. Not the spicy jalapenos, because it's just like a little tree. You can see it's not bushy. It don't produce a lot. It produces, and they're, you know, my husband says they're hotter. But because we have a going rule, if I grow the pepper, pepper plants, he has to be the first one to eat the first one that I harvest. So, and he said they're pretty warm. Now this is coming from a guy that can eat scorpion peppers and reapers. So, okay, here's my habaneros. They're producing good. I've gotten 4 or 5 harvests off of them. I'm going to see if I can get these to turn red. They're nice and orange. So, you can see right there. And then there's another one right there. So I'm just going to it's like an experiment. And you can see there's one right in here somewhere. Hold on, let me find it. There it is. And you can see that it's part green, part orange, not ready to be picked. So it's doing well in here. This is my cherry tomatoes. I'm thinking about getting that, Sweet 100 tomatoes. They're little cherry, but they look like they produce a lot, so I'm pretty interested in that. I think that's what I'll get next year. Because I think they're called Sweet 100s or Extra Sweet 100s. So that'll be what I get. And again, it's doing well. It's got a good base. You can see the base of it. It's nice and strong. I did put a stick there to kind of help because we've had some pretty windy weather. But not a lot of rain. Darn it. And then, this is my parsley and it's doing good. Let's see. And this is my bell peppers, and they're starting to produce. This one was a late bloomer. This was late going into the season. So I'm not going to get a lot of bell peppers, but I don't know if you know about bell peppers or any kind of pepper like that. But they're considered a dirty vegetable. they just absorb everything. So, yeah, just I try to grow them. It looks like this year I'm going to end up having to buy them. Don't want to like the idea, but I'll get it from a reputable farmer or somebody, and we'll see what happens. My eggplant, it's doing good. I just harvested the other one that was on here, so hopefully we get some more. I'm kind of watching, see what happens. I think this one's going to give me one right here, maybe. No, that's a leaf. So we'll see. Might be done. And of course my berries, they have really, really, really suffered. You can see they've really suffered. I gotta clean that fountain. I gotta clean it about once every few days so you can see what happens. The only thing I don't like, but I don't want to add chlorine or anything into it, because if I do, then the dogs and everybody just can't drink out of it. So, alright, let's walk on over here. Ooh. Okay. Here's my herbs. As you can see, I mean, they're not doing bad. They're just, you can tell the cord just gets rotted real easy and it breaks. So they've, I think almost every one, I think all these have hit the ground, except for that one in the green pot, the chives. It didn't, because it wasn't hanging up. And this is where the squirrel that I got back to health fell in, so it did some damage. But you can see, you know, they're in problems. And some more carrots. And then I got these. And we'll see if it produces, but if not, it's not the end of the world, but would have loved for it to produce. So you can see the flowers and everything. So, with everything that I just got done talking about, one of the things that I've decided is there's a few things that I will not grow in buckets. I will not grow cucumbers in buckets, squash, zucchini. I will not next year do the reapers. They don't produce enough for me to waste my time. I will not do a spicy jalapeno. I'll do a big bushy one, but I won't do spicy jalapeno. Not a spicy jalapeno plant. Just, you can see, I mean, you can see it right there in between the two bushy ones. It's like a, I don't know, just, it's not, it don't produce well. And, I mean, but what it does produce, it's good. Tomatoes, you gotta like rotate your tomatoes wherever you put them. So I guess buckets will be great. I just, you know, need a lot more tomato plants to be able to successfully do what I plan on doing every year. And that's having enough sauce, at least enough sauce for once a week, you know, if not twice. So, the pros, not a lot of weeding. The cons, constantly having to come out and watering the plants, constantly. And I carry a 3-gallon watering can, so it gets pretty heavy, especially for somebody who has a twisted spine. You're already in enough pain, you don't need to have to, you know, carry something that heavy. So that is, you know, the cons to it. The other con is production. I just don't see a lot of good production other than a few pepper plants. My husband considers it a success. I consider it mediocre. Will I do it again? Yeah, I'll do it again. Because I've learned a lot. And these videos are my journals to help me keep track of everything. Will I do herbs in these containers again, hanging them on my fence? No. You know, I want herbs that are going to come up every year, so that way I got to buy them once, and then I reap the benefits of it. And I just think I get better, you know, quality and in a more of an abundant amount by putting them in the ground. So no, herbs will not be put in these containers. I've already told my husband. I put my foot down and said if he wants me to take care of these herb plants, then we're not putting them on the fence. And we're not putting them in containers. They're going to be in the ground somewhere, but they're going to be in the ground. So what's my plan for next year? I'm planning on doing mushrooms, and I'm also planning on hopefully doing honeybees, and we'll see. Back in the back there is where I'm going to be doing the mushrooms, and then the other stuff I just, you know, raised beds maybe. We'll see. So that's my review so far on these after all season, you know, on growing these. And they grew fast. They looked like they were going to do good. And again, it might be because of the weather. We've had a lot of dry spells through this summer, and it was hot, triple digits. It's supposed to be in the 90s today. No rain. So, you know, I mean, they really suffered, and so did my berries. And they're in the ground, and you can see way over there, you can see the dead leaves and all that. So, definitely just not a good scenario all around. You can see why I was distracted the other day, because they're out here working. They're digging up our yard and other people's yards to do, they're putting in new water mains and, you know, some other stuff. So that was why I was distracted the other day when I did a video. I just figured I'd show you guys that. Okay, well, this is it. This is the pros, cons review from my journal, and even to you, on bucket gardening and what I think. You know, I'm not going to lie to you. You guys have seen through, you know, the things that I've had to deal with. It's horrible. Some of it was great. You know, and again, I'm not going to lie to you. So, you know, you get what, you know, you come here, you're going to get the truth, regardless if it's good, bad, or indifferent. Okay, well, y'all take care, and I'll see you later, friends. Bye-bye.